Hello students, now we will see an activity of heating water in a paper cup. You can see this here. You can take two paper cups by folding a sheet of paper. In one of the paper cup, pour 50 ml of water. Little water you pour it. And you take two candles, keep the paper cup over the candle, burning candle. So you have to heat them separately. So you tell me, here water is there and here it is an empty paper cup. Which one will burn first? Obviously the paper cup where water is not there, that will burn first. Now if you see this paper cup inside which water is there, you can see that after some time it gets heated, and if you keep on heating it may even boil. So what happens, that is the observation that we see. The empty paper burns first, and in the paper cup with water, the water becomes hot first, and if we continue heating, the water can even boil. So what is the conclusion from this? The heat supplied to the paper cup is transferred to water by conduction. You remember conduction, you have done in 7th standard, in which okay, give us conduction a simple example. If you keep if your mother is heating water or something, and a spoon is kept along with the water, so if you touch the spoon, what will happen? Your hands will burn. So that is an example of conduction, where the heat is transferred from the vessel to the spoon. So here also the heat is transferred from the paper to the water. That's an example of conduction. So in the presence of water, the ignition temperature of paper is not reached. So when we compare this normal paper and the paper cup with the water in it, which is having less ignition temperature, the normal paper cup. So the paper and the less ignition temperature is there for normal paper cup, so it will take time, it will burn easily, whereas the one which is having water in it will have more ignition temperature, and it will take time to burn. So that is ignition temperature. So we come to, I told you kerosene inflammable, I gave a word there. So the substances which have very low ignition temperature and can easily catch fire with the flame is called inflammable substances. You might have seen in movies and all, oil tankers and all, you might have seen on top of the tankers it is written highly inflammable. That means even a spark of fire, if it falls on it, it may catch fire, it may burn. So that is why they are called highly inflammable substances. Even in petrol pumps and all, you are not supposed to use any fire. Even mobiles are not allowed to be used. So why? Because even a spark of that heat can cause the petrol to burst, because it is highly inflammable substances. Even LPG gas in our houses, no, it is having a peculiar smell. So if sometimes this LPG is leaking, we can get this smell, and at that time you are not supposed to put on any electric switches or anything, even don't light a matchstick, nothing you should do, because the house is maybe full of LPG and it may cause fire, because LPG is a highly inflammable substances. So what are inflammable substances? Which have a very low ignition temperature and can easily catch fire with a flame. Example: petrol, alcohol, LPG, etc. So you can see this. These are inflammable substances. So we see what are the essential requirements for production of fire. For fire to be produced, what are the three things that are needed? Fuel. When you burn a paper, what is the fuel there? Paper is the fuel. So you need a fuel. Air. You are burning a paper. Air should be there. Without air, it cannot burn. So air is needed. Heat. For burning a paper, what are you using? You are using a matchstick. So you are heating to raise the temperature of the fuel. So three things are needed: fuel, air, heat. Heat also, how much you should provide? It should reach the ignition temperature. Till that time you should heat. So these are the three things that are essential for burning. Now if there is a fire in any house or something, if there is a fire, what should be done? We should try to remove any one of these substances. Either air should be removed or the heat should be removed. So by removing any one of these substances, we can control fire. So in our next topic we will see how do we control fire.